Burgundy Ballers, welcome back to the episode of the Ballin in Burgundy podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, it is week four. Week four. Now we're running a little light tonight, just me and Chris. What's up, man?
No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah,
Just waiting for this matchup on Sunday.
facts. Yeah, guys, Justin's at work and Andrew's got school stuff, so prayers up for them and hope they do well. But yeah, me and Chris running things tonight, but we're going into week four. Our Washington Commanders are 2-1. Washington Commanders coming off an absolute ass kicking to the Buffalo Bills are marching into the city of brotherly love, cheesesteak city known as Philadelphia to take on the undefeated NFC East rivals in the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's talk about it. Jalen Hurts not having his greatest start. 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, 640 yards. It's
Hmm.
not a great start.
Nah.
The Eagles only have 6 sacks as a team and only have gotten 2 interceptions.
Hmm.
That's not for their defense. That's not a whole lot.
No.
Last season, they were getting to the quarterback. He was looking good. Their offensive line. I mean, they still have one of the best units of the offensive line, but they're not
Yeah.
blowing teams out. They week one they beat the Patriots by 5. They beat the Vikings week 2 by 6. They beat the Buccaneers by 14 on Monday nights. They're not blowing teams out, which
No,
is
they're
which
not.
is the weird thing.
Yeah.
Like uh they only had 2 sacks against Tampa Bay on Monday.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. But what do you think?
Interesting.
What do you think of this? What do you think about this Eagles team so far?
Honestly, I kind of wonder if they're taking a step back a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
uh, like you said, last year they were getting to the quarterback. I think when we faced them on week 3 last year, when we had Carson Wentz, how many sacks did they have? Eight.
Like 8 or 9.
Eight. So I mean, it's kind of like all right, these guys should be better than what they were last year,
Yeah,
but it seems like they're taking a step back a little bit.
just a little bit.
And maybe it's from that Super Bowl loss that they had,
Could be.
because even though they're 3-0, teams usually will take like a, kind of a step back,
Yeah,
and then they, might you know,
yeah,
um, keep going again, kind
yeah.
of like I'm not gonna say Los Angeles, but the Chiefs. They had that Super Bowl win when they beat the Niners, and then they lost to the Bucks, and it seemed like they kind of stepped back for a minute, and then they went right back on track. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what Philly's doing right now. Maybe they're just taking a step back and then gonna go right back on track.
Could be. Could be. Now, with the injury reports, is they've got 2 players out. They've got rookie safety Sidney Brown out with a hamstring injury, and the Quez Watkins, wide receiver for them, wide receiver number 3, he is also out with that same hamstring. And then their safety Justin Evans is questionable for us. Running back Chris Rodriguez, rookie, is out with illness, and then Percy Butler is questionable with a foot injury. So I don't
But
see it. Good.
not to cut you off, but Logan Thomas is playing on Sunday.
Yep. Thomas is playing.
Yeah.
Thomas is
So
playing. But let's talk about this Eagles team. Jalen Hurts, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Olamide Zaccheaus will be their wide receiver 3. You still got Dallas Goddard. You still got that almost picture perfect offensive line in Mailata, Dickerson, Kelsey, Jurgens, and Johnson. Their defense, Brandon Graham, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Sweat, Morrow, Cunningham, Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury, Reed Blankenship, Darius Slay, Nolan Smith, Terrell Edmonds, Kelly Ringo, Eli Ricks. I mean, Jalen Carter and Derek Barnett are their number 2s, and those would be number 1s on half of an NFL roster. I mean,
literally the list just goes
just
on and
keeps
on and on.
going. I mean, on paper, this is a Super Bowl team. On paper, this is a Super Bowl team.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah,
It's, it's
it
absolutely
definitely is.
crazy.
We
Oh, We've got to protect Sam Howell.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to protect Sam Howell. We have given up 19 sacks. We talked about it last episode with you guys. 19 sacks is on pace for a triple-digit season. We need to keep them under 3 sacks or 2 sacks. Or if we don't give up a sack, beautiful. Now, I forgot who pointed this out on Twitter or on X, excuse me. But Andrew Wiley played in the Super Bowl with the Chiefs and shut down Hassan Reddick, who was coming off that edge. Shut him down.
Yeah.
If we can keep our tackles, if we can have Thomas chip them, have Robinson help with the chip, have Gibson help with the chip. Use what we were doing in week 1 and 2 to protect Sam, not to the greatest job, but use them. Don't put Wiley and Leno on an absolute island, and he won't die back there.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Hmm.
What do you think is going to be our biggest concern going into this game? Because for me, it's the offensive line.
Oh no, without a shadow of a doubt, it is the offensive line. What was it? I think it was you bring up Andrew Wiley,
Yep.
who stopped Hassan Reddick in the Super Bowl this past February. And what the crazy thing is, I saw a stat that said Sam Cosmi. It seemed like Sam Cosmi was doing good,
Yeah.
and I think he is. I think he's doing better and better, and that he's gonna get better over time.
Yeah.
So if if he's able to hold up, Wiley's able to hold up, and
Yep.
maybe somehow Charles Leno is able to
I know.
hold up, Sam should have enough time to get rid of the ball on Sunday to his
Yeah.
receivers. The thing is, though, if I'm Washington, I'm running the ball at least 30 times on Sunday with Brian Robinson. And, and the reason I say that is because you're taking the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands and you're controlling clock there.
Mm-hmm.
Second, what I would do is I would throw it when it's necessary and run screens. Run screens. Because I'm telling you right now, we are going to get yardage off of those. At least we should be able to.
Yeah.
Like
It's
if
crazy.
like if we don't get our receivers all that much on Sunday, but we like I said, control the clock and everything like that, we should be good. I know people want to get Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson involved in the passing game
Which they
and
should.
everything. Yeah, which they should be, because those are your top 2 targets right there.
Yeah.
But we got to take the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands, because otherwise, if we don't, we're gonna get smacked.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
for sure. I think for me, it's the offensive line. Mark Tyler Hogshaven pointed it out on X is Andrew Wiley is tied in the NFL for giving up the most sacks with 3 and leads the league in giving up QB pressures at 11. And he's also had 6 blown blocks, which is 9th among the O-line. So based on how fans are putting it and some of the experts online are saying it, is the offensive line has given up 6 sacks, but Sam Howell himself has 19 on the season, meaning he's given himself up for 9 of those sacks, which I can see. He's holding onto the ball too long. He's not reading his progressions. He's scrambling out the pocket when he doesn't need to be. So Wiley's given up 3. Charles Leno's given up 3. CD Charles given up 3. Charles Leno's given up 2. Nick Yates has given up 2, and Cosby hasn't given up a sack.
yeah.
Which is great. Love to hear. But that's still 9. That's 10 right there between 4 guys. You could add 2 more to each of them, and we would get to that 19.
Yeah.
It's
Which
crazy.
means if we really only given up 10 sacks, that means Sam Howell has given himself up 9 times. And some
Yep.
of it was this past Sunday against Buffalo.
Against Buffalo.
And I saw an interesting quote this past week from when they met with the media and all the
Mhm.
press conference stuff. Sam Howell said, I can't use the excuse that I'm a young player. I cannot. He said that scoreboard does not care if I am. The team we're playing does not care if
Yeah.
I am. What matters is that I should have been a better player than what I played this past Sunday against the Bills.
Yep.
And he was right. So I'll give it to him. I think he's taken this loss the right way. It seems like they are. But and then Eric Bieniemy and some of the other guys were like, "Look, we're 2-1. The sky is not falling. We had one bad game.
Yeah.
People are just overreacting
Yep.
to the one loss. Though it's not the end of the world. It's not like we're out of playoff contention. At
Right.
least not yet. I mean, we're nowhere near that right now.
Yeah.
So we need to take it one game at a time, one play at a time, one down. We got to do whatever, we can.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. I mean, EB said it in the media that he's there. He looks at the film and says, "All right, we need to get our shit together. I need to
Exactly.
fix the shit that went wrong and put a stop to it," which is what you want him to say. That's the
Yeah,
perfect. Like he's not softball coach. He's in your face, cussing you out on the sidelines. He might tell you, "Hey, good job, that looks good," but at the same time, he'll say, "What the fuck was that?" I
exactly.
want that in a coach. I want him to coach hard.
Yeah,
There were reports
that's
saying, "Man, these players saying these coach too hard because they're used to 3 or more years of hands off. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. To shape the fuck up, get off the fucking field."
exactly.
And we need that. That offensive line needs that. Wiley even
Yeah.
said that they've been playing like shit and they need to get together. No shit, Sherlock. No shit. Get your shit together. You play against one of the best defensive lines in football. I've already said Hassan Reddick, Jordan Davis, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox. Some of those guys know us like the back of their hand.
Exactly.
They got to Carson Wentz last year. They got to Heineke a little bit in the second game. They're going to get after Sam. If you let up 3, 4 more sacks, you're going to open up the floodgates.
Yep.
And it's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
So for me, offensive line, keep your shit together. Don't jump. Don't illegal move. Don't hold. No face mask. No personal foul. Keep Sam. I want to see his jersey white.
Yeah.
I want to see his helmet without grass.
Exactly.
If I see grass, he's on his ass for no reason.
Yep.
Wiley, Leno, you better not be on islands. I want to see Thomas, Robinson, Turner, Bates, Gibson, Williams, whoever's there to help you, chip, block, whatever you got to do to keep Sam protected. If you keep, like we've said before, you keep Leno and Wiley on an island, they will get beat. They will give up sacks. We lose momentum. We lose the game.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Definitely. I've seen Jack Del Rio, our defensive coordinator, say, now we don't know if this is true because it just all of a sudden came out of nowhere like it was nothing. Um, but the Eagles like tush play,
Touch
QB
push.
sneak, that they call it. He said like it's not like a football play, it's like a rugby
Rugby, it is.
play,
It's absolutely rugby play.
which it is. But to quote unquote, did he really say that though? Did he really say that during the press conferences or the meetings at all this week?
I'll need to go
Because
back and look at the film.
because I'm telling you right now, people are gonna look at that and be like, "Oh, this guy's he's a
Mm-hmm.
bitch," which he's not, by the way. I don't think he said it. I think the reason they're putting it out there is because they want the Eagles to get all amped up and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing against your
Division rival.
division rivals. You know,
You're playing against the NFC champions, the reigning and defending undisputed
yeah,
NFC champions in the
yeah,
Philadelphia Eagles. Should have been the Niners. Should have been the Niners, but
should
it's
have
the
been.
Eagles.
But
But
I
yeah,
mean,
like QB sneak they run, the tush push, whatever you want to call it. That's why it's got a 92% success rate, especially in Philadelphia.
yeah,
Like if you see them run that up, you better have 8 in there, and you better have them stacked
yeah.
because
You better
Kelsey
look. You better have all 12 guys literally
right
on
there.
your side.
Because
Literally.
if they're on the 2 or the 1 and they see that, it's almost wraps.
Yeah,
So if our defense doesn't get to him, I want to see 3+ sacks. I want to see an interception or 2. I want to see Jalen uncomfortable. The Bills made Sam uncomfortable. It's time to make him uncomfortable. Allen, Payne, Sweat, Chase, make him feel it.
yeah,
Jamin, Cody, Khalid, I want y'all to blitz every now and again, but then drop back in coverage. Curl, if you're going to run a blitz, you got to run up that hole because they get rushing yards. Have you seen these holes the offensive line gives them to have DeAndre Swift run? It's nuts. That shit, those holes that the offensive line gives Swift to run, they are butt ass naked.
yeah. They are.
It's
I mean,
insane.
look at this past Monday when they played Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And
Wild.
they were running all over them. They really were.
Dude,
But
this is DeAndre Swift's season so far. 45 rush attempts
mhm.
for 308 yards and a touchdown.
Wow.
He is so far averaging 6.8 yards a rushing attempt.
Mm,
6.8. So if they hand the ball off to him twice, it's almost a guaranteed first down every time.
mm. Our run defense isn't that bad.
No,
So maybe we're able to hold them. Maybe. I don't
here's the
know.
problem: is if they start running the ball, Jalen's gonna run,
Yeah, exactly.
and we couldn't contain Allen or Wilson.
No.
And Jalen and Daniel Jones love to. You would think they're Cam Newton and Michael Vick,
Yep.
and Steve Young.
Yeah.
You would thought these guys are Hall of Famers the way they run over our defensive line. If we cannot contain the quarterback, pick him,
Exactly.
run after him.
Got to do something because we have to force the ball out of Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts' hands. We have to force it out, and we cannot give up huge chunk
nope.
plays
I do
because
not want. Good.
if we do that, it's gonna be like 21-0 by the time halftime hits.
Now here's the problem: is we've been down every single game. We've crawled back in the first 2. The Bills had our number.
Yeah,
The Bills came in and said, "We are daddy now," and had our number.
yeah,
We've got to get to Hurts. We've got to shut down AJ Brown. We've got to put Kendall Fuller on Brown and have Forrest in the back.
yeah,
Have Davis plug the middle.
and have
Forbes is going to be on Devonta Smith.
yeah,
Might be a bad idea from if you saw the college stats when Forbes would take on Devontae when it was Mississippi State versus Bama. Devontae
yeah,
Smith looks like Jerry Rice.
yeah,
200+ yards, multiple receptions, multiple touchdowns. Maybe you put Kendall on Devontae. You put Forbes on AJ and see what happens.
or maybe put St. Juice on Devontae.
Or put St. Juice. Like you've
I
got to
mean,
creative packages to shut down these big plays. I don't want to see 14, 15-yard strikes for every first down, and then we give up a 55-yard bomb from the 25 to the other 25. We can't have
yeah,
that.
no,
We can't have Devontae run for over 100 yards. We got to shut down the run.
yeah,
If they are winning by 14 or more, I don't see us coming back. If I see us give up
Unless they pull
four,
off a miracle.
it'll be a miracle. If I see us give up more than 4 sacks, I don't have a good feeling about this. It's going to be an absolute nightmare of a game, and we're in Philadelphia, one of the most hostile places to play.
Yeah.
Now, we beat them last year on, I think it was Monday Night Football or Thursday Night
Yes.
Football in primetime under the lights. But let's be real, we got lucky in some of those plays. We got lucky Quez walk-ins, fumbled, and Derek Forrest recovered. We got lucky that the face mask on Goddard wasn't called.
Yeah, I mean, we really did. We got lucky on some of those.
Yeah.
But I think the team also knew at that time because they were sitting at 4-5. They just came off an ugly loss after the Vikings game last year. I think they knew. They were like, "Look, we have to win this game desperately."
Yep.
And that's what they did. They went out there and won that game because they needed it.
Yeah.
Because they were fighting for a playoff spot at the time.
Yeah.
Now, this Sunday, we are fighting technically for a division lead. Technically. Because if we win this game, depending on the Dallas game, it may move us up in the division. Maybe even the first place. This is why we desperately need this game once again. This is a must-win game against your division rival.
Yep.
I think if we beat Philadelphia, I think we will hang in there for the NFC East against Philly and Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm not counting New York because the way their season is going right now.
Yeah.
Even though when we probably play them, they'll somehow be close to beating us or like they always do. But getting back to the point, we need this game 100%.
Yep.
And I don't know if you saw, but did you see all the NFL analysts pick Philadelphia?
I mean, I'm not surprised they're undefeated and they look good. And we got our asses smoked.
Look what happened last year though when they did that. So maybe it repeats. I don't know. I just hope we can get a W.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So Philadelphia has only given up like 200 yards rushing in the 3 games. So if we can't run the ball, we better give Sam time to protect to expose their corners.
Yeah.
New England doesn't have a great set of wide receivers, and they still had over, I think, 250 yards passing. Jefferson and Addison are great receivers. I think they had another 200 plus passing.
Yeah.
Now Tampa Bay isn't the greatest of teams because it's Baker Mayfield. He still had, I think, over 150 or 200 yards.
Yeah.
If we can't run the ball, use those screens. Use some tight end attacks. Give Sam time to pass the ball. We need someone over 100 yards receiving.
Whether it's from Terry, Jahan, Curtis, Logan, Cole Turner.
I mean, maybe not the tight ends. I want one of the receivers.
Yeah.
Terry would be great. But someone. Our leading receiver is, I think, Curtis with like 60 yards this season.
God.
It's shallow. It's a nightmare. Let me look. I will look at this and then we will wrap things up. 2023. I mean, it's absolutely okay. First of all, can Google and the NFL stop using the Washington football team logo for all of our shit? That would be
nice.
Who is the Commanders' leading receiver this year?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Jahan or.
I think it's Curtis. I honestly think it's Curtis right now.
It honestly might be Curtis.
It's Curtis. With 127 yards.
Has Terry even hit 100?
Terry's at 126.
Okay. So.
And Jahan's at 83. So it's plausible. But that's 3 games.
Yeah.
Curtis is averaging 12.7, I think, a reception. Terry's 9-7, and Jahan's 8-3.
I mean, what do we have to do to, you know? I mean, we got to give Sam Howell time, but like Howell also has to realize that he has to get rid of the ball quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I said earlier he's still a young player, you can't use that excuse all the time. But let's be fair though. He's only had what, like 4 starts?
Four
And
career
this is
starts.
his and this is really his like first rookie season,
His true
even though it's
season.
his second year in the league. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, the guy sat behind Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke. I
Yeah.
mean, they weren't the worst, but they weren't the best, you know? I
Yeah.
mean,
So here's the thing, and then I want to wrap things up. So 2022, yeah, we gave up 48 sacks.
mm,
Sam had 3 in the game against Dallas. Carson was sacked 26 times, and Heineke was sacked 19.
mm,
That's a
mm,
nightmare. And so
yeah,
far, Sam's already been sacked 19. He has 3
yeah,
touchdowns, 5 picks with 19 sacks. He
yeah,
threw 4 against Buffalo. You get rid of 2, it's 3-3. Exactly like Jalen.
yeah,
But he threw 4 against Buffalo. So offensive line needs to motherfucking protect.
yeah. And
Because
Howell has to make the right reads
yep,
if he throws on Sunday.
yep,
Like, if he throws the ball a lot, he has to make the right reads.
yep. He has to. He can't keep playing Superman football.
No, you can't.
He,
And
I, I,
especially against this defense.
I get you're young. I get you want to make the big plays. Every quarterback does. But Buffalo and Philly aren't the teams to do it against. Read through your 1, 2, 3, and then maybe run. But don't just track your receiver like this is Madden and then all of a sudden be surprised why you got blew up. Because you're just 1, 2, 3, 4, bam.
Or even check it down to the running back. I mean, that's what Alex Smith was good for.
Check down Poppy.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, people, want to say, "Oh, he wasn't that good because that's all he did."
He had his
That
winning
man,
games. He kept us
yeah,
in.
that man lasted how many years in the league and was winning games? Yeah, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but I mean, that man was still winning games. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, if we got to do that, that's what we got to do.
yeah. You gotta just protect. Just protect. What is your score prediction going into this game? What do you think the score will be?
Uh, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna say 24-21 Washington with the upset. Always gotta have faith in our guys.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 28-25 Washington. I think even this will be a defensive matchup. I think there will be points scored. I think Jalen will have a guaranteed 1 touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown because they're gonna run that QB sneak.
Yeah,
They're going to.
yeah,
But I think
100%.
Sam will throw a touchdown, rush a touchdown. I think Brian will also have a touchdown. So there's 3 right there. And I think we'll have some field goals.
Yeah,
I think we'll have 3 or 4 field goals and 1 probably from 50 plus because that's what we love to do.
yeah. I mean, look at last year. Joey Sly was coming up clutch
He
last
was
year.
he was popping those things off against Philly. He had one, I think, from like 58 against Philly.
Yeah,
We were like, what the fuck did this come from?
yeah,
We all were sitting at home like, oh, Joey Sly's not gonna make this field goal. And we were like, who the fuck is this guy? Like kind of
yeah,
like, who the fuck is this guy?
yeah.
Taking those field goals.
And
We
we're just like,
and it's a mess. Oh, and one more thing. Cameron Cheeseman, you best not pick up these snaps. I do not want to see them scrambling for the ball to kick this off and then them get tackled at the 40 or the 50 or the opposing 40. You better have these snaps clean, precise, and beautiful. I want these cutting through the air like diamonds. If I see this ball on the ground from you snapping, I'm gonna call in Nick Sudberg. I'm gonna trade you because you need to perform. You can't just switch up your snap technique for no reason. Yes, it looks bad your first year. You had a great last year, and then this year, fuck it up. Keep it together. That's all I got to say about that.
Let's just get a W on Sunday.
Let's get it. We can't have another ass whooping. If this is a 5 to 7 point game,
yeah,
we at least kept ourselves in the game.
Yeah, that means we can hang in there.
If we lose by 10, 14 or more, something's got to change.
Yep.
Technique, packages, tackles got to come out the game. Something.
Yeah, definitely.
But guys, I'll wrap things up here on episode 42, our week 4 predictions. Like I said, just me and Chris, so we kept things light, try to keep things moving. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe here on the video, here at the channel. And for all of our sponsors, don't forget to follow them. Head over to Instagram. Go follow all 4 of us and the channel at Ballin in Burgundy Podcast on Instagram. Head over to our TikTok, same thing, same handle, Ballin in Burgundy Podcast. Follow us over there. We got some heat over there. We got some good things going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, can wrap things up. Can't thank you guys enough. Hail to those Commanders, and don't forget to stay balling. We'll see y'all out there.